world we have just described. Amongst other things, I look at various arguments critical of introspective certainty and conclude that a foundation in the internal world remains elusive. Our introspective capacities do not give us any more of a secure grasp of the world than the theories of perception discussed in the first chapter. Supposing these arguments are successful, or at least challenge our belief in the existence of a world inside, where would we retreat from here? If both the external and the internal world turn out to be less solid than we initially thought, one thing we can still hold on to is the certainty that something is real, even if the external world is not, and even if we and our internal world are not. This, of course, is the belief in the existence of an ultimate foundation that grounds all existence. We will consider a series of challenges to this idea in Chapter 3, evaluating possible arguments for the existence of such a foundation, and describing attempts to establish its opposite, a non-foundational view of reality. If the anti-foundationalist turns out to have the better arguments on his side, it looks as if we can close the debate here and conclude that, at the end of the day, the word has a non-well-founded structure. We could do this if it didn't turn out that there are substantial problems with the idea of a final, ultimately true theory of the world. In the last, 4th chapter, I look at a variety of arguments connected with the coherence theory of truth, semantic contextualism, and the denial of absolutely general quantification, that suggest that the idea of a foundational theory of the world is as problematic as that of an ontological foundation. From this it follows that, if there cannot be an ultimately true theory, then it also cannot be ultimately true that the world has a non-well-founded structure. We are now left with an interesting problem, for it appears as if the theory of the non-existence of the real world we defend here cannot be a final theory either. The chapter closes with a discussion of this final problem, together with some reflection on the implications of the denial of ultimately true theories for the ontological or philosophical enterprise more generally. Putnam on realism. Another way of contextualizing the discussion in this book is by considering it as a reaction to various claims of metaphysical realism. Hilary Putnam characterizes metaphysical realism as a conjunction of 3 claims. 1. A mind-independence claim. The world consists of some fixed totality of mind-independent objects. 2. A unique true theory claim. There is exactly one true and complete description of the way the world is. 3. A correspondence claim. Truth involves some sort of correspondence relation between words or thought signs and external things and sets of things. This book considers arguments that challenge all 3 claims. Chapter 1 looks at reasons that try to undermine the ontological assumption of an external world. Our purpose is not epistemological. We are not trying to find out whether there might be reasons to doubt the existence of an external world, reasons that undermine our claim that we can have any knowledge of such a world. We are interested in examining reasons why there may not be such a world. The question of the ultimately true theory of the world is raised in the final chapter, Chapter 4. We consider a variety of reasons that appear to show that the assumption of such a theory may be more problematic than we are usually happy to assume. The issue of correspondence is raised in Chapter 3. In fact, we are looking at a more general form of this claim. Instead of considering the issue whether there needs to be any correspondence between words and things, we investigate whether there is any necessity for representational theories to be grounded in the non-representational. Such necessity is expressed by the claim that, for linguistic items to be meaningful at all, it is necessary that, following down the route of means that, will not continue to lead us from definitions to definitions, but will at some level terminate in something that is part of the world, not simply part of its description. This claim is obviously weaker than the correspondence claim. The correspondence claim needs to establish that there is a specific relation between words and things, a kind of structural similarity or some such, while the weaker thesis of semantic foundation we are looking at here just needs to make sure that there is some way in which the words link up with the things. We first set out to argue that semantic non-foundationalism is a consistent position.